Greeting, traveler.
Change your mind.
You require my assistance? Adigo! We're gonna be rich. Require my assistance? Who am I?
Let me change your mind.
Greeting, traveler.
change your mind.
To require my
Everybody to another installment of Tavern Talk. I'm RonMexico. I'm filling in for Dano again this week. Rest assured, he will be back next week, and we've got a great show in store for you tonight. Week 7, going to talk a lot of exciting new developments in Legacy, and as always, we have Dusharmo, Stream Op Extraordinaire. How you doing tonight, Dusharmo?
Hey guys, and I got a new camera set up here. You get to see my frontal instead of that
Wow.
Forsen look. Now you get the frontal view look here.
Oh man, Dusharmo with the upgrades.
I got some stream
And-
upgrades too. You're going to be checking out here in a little bit. Let's see how it goes. It might go
excited.
really bad, or it might go really good. We'll see how this works out.
I think it'll go
I
great.
kind of had to jerry rig some of this stuff, so.
And of course, as always, we have our recurring co-host, JRJuggerLaw. How you doing tonight, JR?
Hey, well, you know what? As much as I love looking at Dusharmo's hair and the frontal side of him, I still think I get the award this week for the most ridiculous quarantine hair. I am pretty confident about that. On the bright side, though, I get this cut on Saturday, and trust me, that cannot come soon enough.
Right on. And then as a special treat for all of you regular Tavern Talk viewers out there, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mayanadon himself. How you doing tonight, Mayanadon?
What an introduction. That was nice. No, I appreciate that. You know, you guys have been doing a great job. It's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for
lie.
joining.
Not gonna lie, when he said special treat, I thought to myself, man, I could really use for like some kind of sweet right now.
Yeah.
Anyone else up for dessert? I know I am.
Introducing guests, making people hungry. That's what I'm here for, you know? And with
Thursday,
that,
baby.
let's jump into some stats.
The hat stats, as we're gonna call them, right?
Hats, stats. Absolutely.
That timer should not be there. So there's number 1. Mess up number 1.
Oh, that's the timer. That's the timer. You're running out of time with the stats. Hurry up.
Rope's burning
That timer's
quick.
supposed to
man.
go. That timer's supposed to go when it's
Demon
over.
Hunter,
So
Druid,
just
Hunter,
ignore
Warrior.
that for now, everybody. Oh, there's gonna be a
62%.
slip up
Okay,
here.
let's go.
There's a slip up. Just wait.
The pressure's gonna be on. Oh God.
Who's in charge of this? What's going on here?
It's the guy who has a D in front of his username.
So, of course, as you can see, when we look at the lineups here, Demon Hunter, Druid, Hunter, Warrior, really kind of separating itself from the pack as far as what is at least perceived to be the strongest lineup so far, with 24 brings from week 6 and a really solid win rate too, 62% and a 55% game win rate. This one definitely is leading the pack.
Yeah, and we're looking here at Demon Hunter, Warlock, Warrior also very strong, very close to the same win rate. Maybe not games and losses, but match win rate is pretty similar. Very close, 4% off there, and the Rogue bring also not awful, so pretty good. And we see that Demon Hunter, Mage, Warrior, which seemed to be popular, is not good at all in this, and yeah.
Yeah, 33%. I'm starting to second guess
hurts.
bringing that as my lineup this week, but hey, we'll see how it works out.
Honestly, I'm very much of the opinion that Mage is still a strong deck, but it just seems like, given the way the meta's been shifting, especially as of late, it hasn't really had much in terms of favorable matchups. So it does feel like more of a liability in a lot of instances.
Yeah, it feels like
So-
it can be targeted. Same with Rogue, although Rogue's actually, treading water, at least.
I feel like people I know I've talked to a lot of people who have thought to themselves, who seem to think Demon Hunter, Hunter, Warrior, all like really good classes, arguably must brings, and then it's that fourth class that people are really struggling to figure out what they want to bring. Some people don't necessarily love Hunter, some people don't necessarily love Warrior, some people don't love Demon Hunter, but like I'm definitely noticing a pattern when it comes to those 3 classes being the most popular.
Yeah, Hunter is in an interesting spot right now. It depends. I think far and above the rest are Demon Hunter and Warrior, and then the rest are debatable. And Druid's making a strong case to be brought on a regular basis.
All right, let's move on to the first match we got here. Murgle
Woohoo!
versus Amberflight Gaming.
Really strict on that timer.
Yeah, we are.
That's right, laying down the law.
It's genuinely intimidating.
Yeah.
Haven't you noticed?
got
So
this one?
I've got this first one here, Murgle versus AFG, and man, this team is just really good. I
Yeah.
love that they're doing so well since their name is so fun to say as well. So we'll probably get to say their name in the playoffs as well, which is great. Dabs, Dibs, Buse, Debs, and G-Kick are on a tear, and they only had
Whoa! I thought we
one
established
loss.
they're 2 people though. I thought we established that already.
Oh, sure. The
Right.
Dabs all. That's right. Or maybe they are actually all just Buse. Hard to say. But what we have is only one loss with Itachi taking a 3-2 over Dabs, and the rest of the way 2 through 5, Murgle just picking up big victories. A lot of them were close. You can see that AFG is almost there as far as breaking through, with the exception of one sweep. But just unfortunately, this wasn't their week to try to snag their first win, and Murgle continuing their dominance, making that strong playoff push.
Right. JR, what do you think? What thought you got on this?
Mainly that I don't think I've ever seen a team I've wanted to succeed more than Amberflight Gaming, because like ignoring the fact that like obviously everybody deserves to be successful, I don't want to take away from any of the wins against this team, but I think it's also very discouraging when you see how much some people can struggle, and that might be natural within a first season, but I'm looking at Christine and Krakowak, who are both 06, and I'm just like, I am so confident they're better than this, but it's still sad to see that that this is happening to them, even if eventually they'll turn it around, like whether it's in the next few weeks, next season, I'm sure they will, but it's never something you want to see in THL.
Mayanadon?
Yeah, no, I mean, I tend to agree there. A lot of good players, I think, just having a tough break this season, and maybe just have to sort of, a lot of times, playing the closed decklist format is a little bit of a learning curve for a lot of people. So it's something that we were talking about with the stats earlier. I've actually heard from, people doing a lot of qualifiers and stuff. They have a very different view of the top decks. I mean, still Demon Hunter, Warrior are up there, but Warlock gets in the mix, Priest as well, just because of the open decklist format gives a little bit more flexibility there. So having to adapt to that, I think, maybe affecting them a little bit, but Murgle definitely making a good case.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of agree with you there, and I kind of echo JR's sentiment about Amberflight Gaming. I really want to see them win too, and it's just it's their first iteration, and sometimes we see this. We see the first time they come into THL and they just don't do so well. They realize, hey, we got to prep a little bit more, and then the next season, if they decide to come back, we may see a turnaround, and I'm looking forward to that if they're sticking around for next season.
Exactly.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next match. Will be Hot Zilfs versus Always Top Deck Lethal, and Mayanadon. I believe this one is on you, buddy.
Yeah, no, this
Top
one
Deck Legal would be
this
fun,
one was
though.
assigned to me. Top Deck Legal here.
Top Deck Legal, yeah.
I
Making fun
mean,
of my speech impediment.
looking at
brings back memories.
Hot Zilfs. Okay, you don't make this about you. We're trying to talk about Hot Zilfs versus ATL here. Enough already. Jeez. So, I mean, not too surprising, the results. I think some of these could have been a little bit closer and maybe gone the other way, but kind of the story of the season here for a lot of these players. Like A2, great player, but not such a great season, so that doesn't surprise me. Coulson, a great player. And then Hong Kong versus Free Hong Kong versus Berserk. Berserk's first week, it looks like, in Legacy. Played against Berserk in Pro. Definitely a really good player, so that's not like too surprising there either. Donde Brick, I think that one. I mean, I could have seen all these being close, but the result, the way they went does not surprise me overall. I don't know how you guys predicted this last week. I'm curious, but yeah,
I think we all said Zilfs were going to win just because even though ATL still a very strong team, we basically knew they were going up against one of the strongest teams
Yeah.
in the entire conference. I mean, Zilfs have not they haven't lost a game since the first week. They lost week 1 and then they've won out since then. So they're definitely on a tear. So
Yeah, a lot of these wins are not surprising to me. The first 3, I couldn't see any differently. I believe I might even pick those to win. And the bottom 2, those were a little surprising to me. Super Marlock getting the L, 100 PR difference, and same thing with Rage Doppel. Almost 80 PR difference there. So
Well, I think you're jumping ahead there, Dusharmo. To the
wait,
next
hold
match.
on a second.
Oops, me.
You're good. Just to wrap it
Dusharmo
up,
trolled
as
us.
far as
Successful.
I'm looking at
as
the
far
wrong
as Zilfs
screen.
and ATL is concerned, though, this really was.
I'm like, where's the
a,
super?
yeah,
This
this is
is
good
a
stuff.
strong matchup between 2 strong teams,
Yeah,
but
really.
Zilfs is really just kind of setting themselves
Yeah.
apart. Like, this is a team right along with Mergle right now that's over 100 points, sitting at 5-1, just hanging out at the top of the standings in gold, and they're on a mission. They're just beating everybody. They lost week 1, and now they're on a 5-game win streak, and it's going to be hard to stop them. And ATL, I think, could easily turn it around very soon with some big wins in the weeks to come. But they ran into a brick wall this week in Hot Zilfs.
Yeah, and,
They did.
And I kind of was saying, the similar thing as to what I'm going to say with the other ones. Top 4 matches. I do think that those were give me sort of for Hot Zilfs. I mean, they were strong matches, and then Jim getting swept there, a little surprising.
I'm going to
Yeah.
use that strategy for my predictions. I'm just,
Ah.
it's the same. Yeah, I would say the same thing as I did for the last prediction. That's what I'm going to go with. No, but I do agree with you here. And let's, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
I still think, regardless, ATL should not be counted out. So we'll see what
No.
happens.
Yeah. All right, let's move
Lot
on
of
to the
games
next
left.
one. We're going to go to Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters, the one that I was actually talking about. And
Except you
and
interrupted my time.
Yeah, Blood Bloomers, this is you, JR. This is on you.
I know. Yeah, exactly. This one was a good one. I remember us predicting that Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters were going to win, but both of these teams were 3-2 last week, so it looked pretty even. And surely enough, this was a close one. Heat Shock continuing to be Heat Shock this season, getting a 3-1 win over Adamos and giving him his first loss of the season, which is still pretty impressive, all things considered. Jimmy Eats Shoes taking a close 5-game series over Sanguine in the 2, or Mumked getting a big 3-1 win in A-Tour. For the record, he won all of his matches last week, including both of his against mine, so not surprised there. Super Murloc and Rage Doppel taking losses in their respective seeds, so Blood Bloomers kept it a close 15-12 match. Yeah, very much like ATL, I think Blood Bloomers should be commended for at least shouldn't be kept out of the talk, considering they lost to also one of the strongest teams in the conference right now. So yeah, I think this was a fun one to watch unfold. I'm curious to see how both these teams do in the coming week.
Yeah, this was a really interesting one here because
Ron?
Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters actually is 3rd in the standings, and Blood Bloomers is 4th. So if the playoffs started today, both of these teams would still be in.
Yeah, both very strong teams, for sure. Mayanadon, what are your thoughts on this?
First, I'm just curious how often this season has that happened. By the way, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles starting to kind of go that direction. Has that happened a lot, or is that a first one, JR?
What do you mean?
When you were saying Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters, you started saying ninja and then corrected yourself.
Oh yeah, that's been a recurring thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
if you didn't grow up with the Ninja Turtles in some form, you had no childhood. So I don't think there's anyone to blame for that.
Yeah.
Notice
It's kind of a 90s
though,
kid thing, though, man. Like some of these younger generations, haven't experienced the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, but that's the thing. You don't have an excuse now because you grew up. Even if you didn't grow up with the 80s and 90s Ninja Turtles, you must have grown up with at the very least the early 2000s to early 2010s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, in my opinion, you at the very least grew up with some form of awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle TV show.
You're saying they transcend generations, the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
I'll also have you notice that Illidan is wearing the purple headband because
Yeah, it's
that's
the worst
the
one.
best
It's mine.
Ninja
Okay,
Turtle right
we
there,
can move
Mike.
on now. That was my addition to this
Hey,
match.
Leonardo's the best. That's it.
It's
it.
it's always it's always and ever will be
All about the blue,
Michelangelo.
baby. It's
I
all
think
about the blue.
I should probably go.
Always Michelangelo.
All right.
Oh God, y'all are too much.
The next one is the Stubbs versus Defiest Brotherhood. And this one was a surprising one to me because I would expect the Stubbs to win this one. This is just across the board. You know, the top three, all 4-2, or at the time, for only having two of them only having one loss. So very very surprising. And then Ron getting swept in the one.
I
could talk about-
got a
Ron
sweep
swept
win.
in the
I'm
one.
sorry.
Actually.
I meant the. That's what I meant. I didn't mean. I said that wrong. Ron.
Okay, then.
Come on, man. My team already
You can't
lost.
be
Ron,
putting down your
sweat.
co-host, okay? That is not good practice, Dusharmo.
Why
Hey.
do you pour salt in the wound?
You got to be
Ron-
nice to your co-hosts.
Ron swept in the one, but Big Ted getting swept in the two. So some really like lopsided matches here. Neb Canuck, not surprising, swept in the 4, and I think those sweeps in the 2 and the 4 really hurt the Stubbs with their match here, and Osmont taking it really close in the 3. But this puts Defiance Brotherhood in a really good position to try to get one of those playoff spots. And I was looking at the yellow or the gold conference, and they are real close. All the teams are close, and almost everybody has a chance to get to those playoff spots. So very good and very needed win from Defiance Brotherhood here. Ron, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this was a really big win for them. You know, I'm sad my team lost here, but it just kind of really mixes things up for the playoff race. Blood Bloomers is in 4th in the last spot of the playoffs at 91 points. Stubbs now at 90 points. Defias now at 89 points. So it's really anybody's race when it comes to these next few weeks here. But just really impressed with how Defias played. I think they've been a little bit underrated, and they really showed up to play here. You know, maybe we cast or cursed the Stubbs a little bit too. I don't know. We all kind of went in on the Stubbs picks, and Defias made us all look dumb. So kudos to you guys. Yeah, just a really well played series of matches.
Mayanadon, what are your thoughts?
I think this one's all on Ted, honestly.
You blame Ted?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, I blame Ted 100%. I'm looking at these results, and that's the only one that I think I wouldn't have predicted. The numbers, you know, the 3-2, 3, you know, the actual results, maybe I wouldn't have predicted, but who wins, the winner, I would have predicted besides Ted. So, Comp is a great player, but that's Ted's fault. That was on his to win. You know, I think it's sorry, Ted, calling you out.
Good stuff. I can't wait to give him crap about this on Saloon. It'll be great.
Yeah, I will say it was very easy to pick the Stubbs there, but I am glad that Defiance Brotherhood proved us wrong. Also, the big question, did Ron beat Lemons because he's RonMexico, or did he beat Lemons because Lemons didn't bring Shaman? Big questions we should be asking right now.
Has Lemons been bringing Shaman every week again this season?
No, but both of the times I think he won this season, he brought Shaman. So I think that's why we're making this a running joke.
No, I think a big
Correct me
part
if I'm
of
wrong.
Because last season Lemons brought Shaman every week. So I was just wondering if that happened again.
Right.
Well, the big
I know
reason
he's
why
brought
Lemons
Shaman
in
at least
here
a few
is-
weeks this season.
The big problem, the biggest thing with Lemons is he was playing in the 3 seed last season, so now he's in the 1. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
so he has a lot harder matchups and players here. So yeah, I think Lemons is right now he's probably finding out that maybe he's a 2 seed player. Very, very good 3 seed player, and can fit in the 1. I mean, going 2 and 4 in the 1 is not terrible. It is something. I mean, he is playing against good players, so maybe 1 is his spot, and he just needs a little bit more practice. But let's move on to the next match, the last gold match of of the Gold Conference, and it's the two bottom teams facing each other. A Noyo team versus Serenite Pangang. And I think, Ron, this one's yours, right?
Yep, I got this one here. So we had a pretty close match between these two teams. Anoyo team's trying to put themselves back on the map and in contention. Serenite Pangang is looking like they're falling off the map as far as teams that are likely contenders. I don't know if the season is necessarily over for them yet, but it's looking dire. We had a mage losing to Dr. BOMD in the 1 seed here in a close 5-game series. Zethon picks up a DQ win against Bloodhunter. So, lesson learned, I picked Bloodhunter last week. Don't pick Bloodhunter going forward. Got it. Disco over Swashmuggler in another very close game, a 5-game series. Matt at Arms picked up a sweep over Darkside, and Travis picking up the sweep over Totino's. So it looked like it could have gone either way. I mean, who knows with the DQ if things could have shifted, but a Noyo team capitalizes, and there's still time for them to pick up enough points to work their way in maybe to the conversation.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely a fair statement. My only big frustration with this, or I should say I have two frustrations about this match. One is that Dano was not there this week, and I would have loved to see him be a part of this win because we love Dano. We'd love to see him win. And secondly, I don't want to make this into such a huge deal, but I feel like it kind of needs, there's kind of this elephant in the room. I can't tell if this is the second or third time Bloodhunter has gotten a DQ loss. And seeing that is just like one of the most frustrating things in THL in general. I'm not trying to call this person out or anything. I just really hope that like there's a good reason for why this is happening because we don't want to see it.
That's something that the captain has to handle, and he's handling it. So we can move on from that. But one thing I will say is my boy Travis Chrono picking up a 3-0 win, and he screwed the pooch. He did. He brought, look at the classes he brought, and he did not mean to bring those classes. Last week he brought a better lineup, and this week last week he had an emergency sub fill him in, and this week he was like, I'm just going to let it roll over, and it didn't bring his last classes because he didn't play the last match, and the way the system works is it rolls over the classes that you last played.
So he's got it again.
So he had this he had Mage, Paladin, Priest, Rogue, and but he picked up the win though, and so I'm really proud of him for picking up that win. But but a Noyo team still like 19 points behind or 20 points behind 4th place, and they still are technically in it. And I think that they could find their way into the playoffs as long as they just keep getting solid wins. They're going to need to get 18-plus point wins for the remainder of the season, I think, to really have a shot.
I think if they had, I think the biggest thing working against them, honestly, is the fact that there's only 3 weeks in the season left. Because I feel like if this was like Hero or Pro where there were 5 weeks left, maybe they'd have a somewhat better shot, but I'd also have to see what their schedule looks like. So
what happened to the strict rope regulations here? What happened to that? Everyone's talking about how great the rope is.
Oh, no.
It ran out a long time ago. We got JR just talking away.
I was actually setting up the next match, so
I
was letting him. I was letting him do it, and then and now you called me out, man. Why you got to call me out?
All I'm saying is there was some strict rope regulation at the very onset of the show. Okay, I wanted to say something about the stats. We ran out of time. Only
for you, man. I'm roping you.
Oh man!
Boy.
All right, let's go. Rope me.
All right, I'm just kidding. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to keep the show going.
I'm totally messing. I was just
all right.
Well, all right, come on. Let's get it moving.
Now let's move on to the Red Conference, Mayanadon. We're gonna talk about Good Luck Albatrosses versus Redacted, 2 of the top 2 teams in the Red Conference.
Ron, how could you do this to me?
Oh, he has to talk about my team, but he could talk about me losing though. I lost.
That was
I mean that's great stuff. That's great stuff.
I gifted you
exactly as predicted. This whole
Dusharmo's loss.
All the results exactly as I would have scripted them. totally predicted this one 100%. I would have given your team the win, Dusharmo. I would have on the onset here if I had seen. It would have been close, and it was. But I come on. I mean, you were going to lose. I was going to be on the show this week. I had to talk about you. It was all fate. It's all,
Yep.
He
you know.
says that, but
And you brought Mage, so
No, that's not
We
why
saw-
I lost.
we saw the stats say Mage probably.
I
not
didn't
the
lose
best
because of
choice,
Mage, but
right?
I'll explain it in a little bit.
Oh,
Okay,
dear
please
God.
do. Yeah.
Well, I misplayed. Well, actually, I misdragged twice in one turn. I had lethal versus his warlock on my demon hunter. It would have been a 3-1, and I misdragged twice in one turn, and he beat me the next turn, and I couldn't get a win with my demon hunter versus his warrior. Pasca, a really good player. I don't want to say that he's not. I misdragged,
Mhm.
but it's fine.
Misdragged?
Yeah, I misdragged.
Your mouse
How does
is
that
what
happen?
you
Yeah.
just misdragged? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I can show you the replay and you can see why the hell
I'm
did
sorry.
you do that?
Okay, so for those
like you
who
need to
haven't
hire a
are
lawyer
new to
now.
for those who are new to the show, I used to be on the show as well, and Dusharmo and I had a fake feud going.
Fake.
So yeah, it's fake. We love each other. So the toxicity, it's all love. It's all
Oh
love.
my God.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Pasca,
I'm
really
feeling
good
so
player.
much love right now, and I don't know how to feel about that.
I'm really glad he picked up the win though. He's a good player, and Redacted. I hope we face him in the playoffs so we can do it again. But Mayanadon, you didn't really get to say anything, and you got 24 seconds left. Come on, man, tick tick.
I said everything I needed to. I would have predicted this exactly. I scripted
All right.
this. This was written. This is perfect. This is what I.
It's
This is
impressive.
fate. There we
He
go.
even predicted the misdrag. Who knew?
Ron.
I knew. I had a feeling. Why do you think he misdragged twice? Twice. Come
Okay,
on.
so 10 seconds, quick run through. Yeah. Good luck. Albatross is a really good team. Dusharmo's kind of weighing them down, but the rest of them are doing great.
There we go.
Hey, my 2 losses were 3-2 or 2-3 losses, so I don't know about weighing them down.
And he swept me, which doesn't matter, but I'm
Oh,
gonna
wait,
bring
wait,
it up
wait.
anyway.
My bad. I should have said you're dragging them down.
Dragging them down. Yeah. True.
All I will say is thank you for Redacted for making me feel foolish for calling this a 5-0 sweep, because I don't know why I did that in hindsight.
It's just a battle of 2 really good teams. I think both of them will be contenders.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I want to point out one last thing real quick. Lotus Knight picking up the win very last. It had to come down between Lotus Knight and No Glocko. So I'm proud of my team. Lotus Knight struggling a little bit and then finally finding a win here. So let's go on to the next one. Dirty Mike and the boys versus F2L Red. JR, I believe this is you.
It is me. Unless I'm not who I think I am, but I'm just not going to waste any further time. Yeah, this one was a big one because Dirty Mike and the boys have been in the playoff hunt, but not not one of the strongest teams, I would say. And F2L Red is a team we've discussed plenty of times before. A lot of potential. Haven't really been living up to it, unfortunately. This was another example of that. Dirty Mike and the boys picked up the win 15-10. Fuel, I don't want to put this all on Scritch because honestly, poor Scritch. I feel bad he had to play in the 1, but I also applaud him for stepping up like that and taking MMI's place. But he had to go up against Fuel, and those of you who've been in this community long enough know Fuel is a beast. So that was just kind of unfortunate. Tony Montana picked up his first loss of the season, losing to the legendary Liquid Ox. TH Lemur got a 3-1 win over Surlos in the 3. Lefty picked up a 3-2 over Shiny Pants in the 4. And Astrofrog picking up a solid sweep against Lurper in the 5. So this team, I feel like Dirty Mike and the boys they have a really good shot at making playoffs if they keep up this momentum. But I think the biggest thing I want to say about Red is that the point totals are so close right now between I want to say 4th and 9th place or something that or 3rd and 9th place. It's I feel like this is going to come down to the very last week, honestly, especially knowing how many of the teams that are in that hunt are playing each other over these next few weeks.
I do want to point out real quickly that Tony Montana was playing in the 3, and so he got bumped up into the 2 seed recently. I think maybe last
correct,
week
yes.
it was. But yeah, going 3-2 versus Liquid Ox is still very good, and Tony Montana showing that he probably shouldn't have been in a 3 in the first place. So
He's been a 1 before, for the record.
yeah.
Yeah, Tony Montana's a really good player, and obviously Ox also incredibly good. I
Both those
wish
guys
we
shouldn't
could
be
have
in the
seen
queue.
that actually. I wish we could have seen that match though. A 5-game series between those two would have been fun to watch.
Yeah.
Mayanadon, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely that 1 seed is tough. Fuel been here for a long time, and Scritch also, an older player, but hasn't been playing for quite as long. I think Fuel took maybe like a 1 season off, and Scritch I think for a little bit longer. And also the PR difference you see, definitely not like a Scritch, a great player, but maybe not a 1 seed. So I think that being the big factor in this matchup here.
Yeah. And I think Booze showing that he can play in the 1. I'm sorry, not Booze. Scritch showing that he. I don't know why I'm doing this, guys. Scritch showing that he's having a little bit of issues playing in the 1, and I just think I think he just a last minute sub maybe kind of had a little bit of hurt on F2L, and F2L really needed to win this one too. So yeah, it was difficult for them. All right, let's move on to the next one. This one is on me. I said Booze because Booze is in this one, and I was thinking about Booze. And not booze like drinking booze, but anyway.
But we do still love that. We do still love that kind of booze.
Beast Mode versus Hearthstone Academy, 2 teams vying for the 4th spot in the playoffs here, and really picking up a much needed win for Beast Mode. Beast Mode down 2-3, and Hearthstone Academy was 3-2 at the time. So a very solid win, picking up 4 wins across the board. Avi in the 1, Zancat in the 2, Copper in the 3, and 8-Bit in the 4, and just Bill Snyder struggling a little bit. And we've seen that Mage lineup brought that we saw at the beginning that was 3-6, and showing that it might be the Mage. I know that in my matchup it wasn't the Mage. I played the Mage first and I won. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the bans work. It could be that when you play Mage, you're forced to ban Hunter, which maybe might not be the best class to ban. But anyway, I'm very proud of Beast Mode picking up a win and inserting himself back into that playoff race. And Booze, even though he lost, shows he can still play in the 1. That's one thing about Hearthstone Academy, and I wouldn't count them out. You got a lot of, I would say the top 2 players, both of them can function in the 1. So look out for Hearthstone Academy to really kind of sneak in there on that fourth spot and maybe even upset somebody. Ron, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. Beast Mode is currently 1 point out of playoff contention at the moment. Like if playoffs started today, they would miss it by a point. HSA is just barely, actually, because they've already picked up a win, I believe, which we'll see soon. So that technically puts them ahead. But yeah, both of these teams right on the edge of playoffs, and this was a really impressive win by Beast Mode. If they can keep this momentum going, they can definitely earn a spot, and Red's a really hard conference to do so. So this is one of those games where they absolutely had to win, and not only did they win, but they won in pretty impressive fashion. Avi picking up the win over Booze, Zancat and Copper Talon picking up close victories, and then 8-Bit with a sweep over Sage. So I mean, that's always fun for me. I get to tease my saloon host, but just really good win there.
Yeah, and surprising, the bottom 2 I would have expected to go to Hearthstone Academy, but they went to Beast Mode. JR, you want to throw in a last thought here?
Yeah, last thing I want to say is just kind of following up on what you were saying about Hearthstone Academies. It should be noted they lost their first 2 weeks, and they were on a win streak of 3 matches. So this actually finally broke their 3-week winning streak. So they clearly still have momentum on their side for the most part. So yeah, they're definitely still very much in this, like you both said.
Awesome. Let's move on to the next match: Illidan's Death Knights versus Chaos Theory.
Illy dilly.
And this one is on Ron, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, that's Mayanadon.
Me?
Mayanadon,
Oh,
yes.
I got another one. Look at that. How special. Yeah, so I do have a little bit of insider information on this series here. It was very neck and neck, as you can see, and actually came down to the 5 seed,
Yep.
Quirky Turtle against Barcode, and even to the last game of the match, because if it went 3-2 the other way, the result would be flipped completely. So really, really close throughout the entire series. I know, you know, a tough loss in the 5, but definitely I think a really good team there in Chaos Theory that's just not been clicking entirely this season. And Ilden's Death Knights, another team that like has a lot of potential, but again hasn't been clicking that great this season. This is a big win for you guys, though.
I'm gonna try not to take offense to those remarks.
Which remarks? It was good stuff.
that we're not clicking. I think we're doing okay. No, I think the biggest problem for us right now is the fact that both of our losses this season we got utterly destroyed, and so it's really just a matter of like trying to avoid that. Luckily for us this week, even though we would have obviously preferred the games, so our wins not be as close as they were, we didn't really mind it just because every single match was a treat to watch, especially seeing the replays afterwards. And Chaos Theory, despite being 1-5, they're still very much in the race as far as points go. So I really think they should be commended for just how many points they've been able to accumulate despite struggling to get a win in the last 5 weeks straight.
Yeah, they won
this
the
one
first.
was obviously a big one.
Yeah, they won the first week, 20 some odd points, like swept everybody, and then struggled since then. But yeah, picking up points like 14 points is we've seen teams pick up 14 points when they win. So
Yeah.
obviously they add the 3 points, but without the 3 points, that's still good. That's still really really good.
14
Yeah,
points
I
is
mean,
more than
they're-
some teams get for a win. You know,
They're
Yeah.
ahead in the standings, above 2 other teams that actually have 1 more win than they do with all the
Yeah.
points they've been picking up.
Yep.
I mean, this series went to every single possible game that was played.
Yes.
Every single game that could have been played was played.
25
So,
total
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Why
Just
not-
5-game series all the way down. And kudos to Illidan's Death Knights for getting wins over 1-loss Hockey Boys and 1-loss Mike Lowe. That's pretty
Oh
impressive.
my god. My match against Mike was truly insane, but it was amazing to play. I swear, that man, I kept telling him I was so glad he came to THL. Like, I felt like I got a win there I didn't deserve, but you know what? It was one hell of a match regardless.
I'm confused about the lack of Demon Hunter brings, though. IDK, how they keep winning without bringing Demon Hunter. It's very strange.
It's all about our players, man. We find a way. Also, I'd be a criminal if I didn't at least say biggest shout out to Quirky Turtle for coming in to sub for Jerry Damage for these couple weeks, because like this is her 3rd week subbing for us, and she came in so clutch for the last 2. I'm at the point where it's like, you know what? I always thought she's awesome. She's a wonderful part of this community, but just for her to come in clutch like that, I can't overstate how grateful I am to her.
Oh, yeah. 2-0 super sub. Way to go, Quirky Turtle.
She scared the crap out of me by nearly making me think she lost her match last week, but I forgive her.
Awesome. We got the last Red Conference match. Pod People versus Dad Legend, and I believe this is me, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Actually, yeah, I think I'll take this one since
No,
Mayan actually
Yeah, you're good.
won. If Mayan had lost, I would have given this one to you, though.
Ah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're
yeah,
But,
suck it.
But
he's the only
this
one who
was-
won, though. So
this was really
true.
surprising. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pod People really showed up here. This was incredible. Our hat getting a sweep over Zabe. Zeroshio with the big 3-1 over Yellow Dart. Mayan got the win over Starlax in the 3-1, and then the rest of the team just continued to lose, with Wicked Good taking a 3-1 win over Durden, and Saku with a 3-2 over Turd Herder. And man, Pod People really needed this. They needed this win bad, and this puts them in a position where, if they have some more weeks like this, they can be those contenders that we were talking about last week when Dusharmo mentioned, hey, they had a rough start in the previous season, and then they caught fire towards the end and made the playoffs. So, just
remind me.
Pod People putting people on notice here. And Dad Legend now kind of backed into a corner. And Dad Legend is facing a tough prospect of how do they start a hot streak and get themselves into a point where they can still contend.
Right.
yeah, we were talking about this at the beginning of the season. We were really surprised with how Dad Legend, 1 week Dad Legend's Dad Legend and they're winning, and then the next week they're struggling a little bit. So uh, yeah, I find it hard for Dad Legend um, to continue playing and getting losses like this. I think their talent is there and that they can get some wins, and maybe even looking to rebound this next week when we review their match. Mayanadon, you're in Dad Legend.
I am, yeah. It's been a tough season for sure. Things just not going our way as often as we'd like. But I mean, this is a back-to-back finalist team, made playoffs for 3 seasons straight, I believe, and just ever since Zabe and I joined, it's been like the core three, and then we had a turd, and we've cycled a couple of other players, but we're a good team. It's not clicking right now, but I mean, the second it does, you better worry because it's going to happen, and I think we still have a shot here. It's going to be tough, but if we can do it for the next couple of weeks, I think we can do it. So here's hoping. I mean, I know we definitely are capable. It's just going to take a little bit of luck. And speaking of the Arhat Zabe match, I mean that one, Zabe for some reason just can never beat Arhat. I don't know what it is. He's an incredible player, but Arhat seems to be his kryptonite. And then the other matches just went the way sort of Hearthstone goes sometimes.
Yep. All right, it's time for the commercial break. Ron?
All right. So, once again, commercial time. All of you out there who are watching, we appreciate you tuning in. And if you could please consider subscribing to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating our website, as well as improve the quality of our streams and content to our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can sub to this channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon as well as the lovely THL chat badge. Thank you so much for tuning into Tavern Talk. If you're enjoying our show, make sure you check out Wild and Out on Mondays, The Saloon on Tuesdays, and Hearth Center on Wednesdays right here at twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends. What's that? That's not enough content for you? Well, we stream THL matches on Fridays from 8 to 10, Saturdays from 8 to 10, and on Sundays as well. Sunday match schedule to be determined by caster and player availability. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. But wait, that's not all. We also have incredible written content available at www.teamhearthlegends.com. Surely that is everything, you must be asking yourself. Well, friends, there is more. THL is also home to one of the best Hearthstone Discord servers in this universe. So hit that heart button and keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special note to our viewers, check out THL's other social media points of interest, our website, teamhearthlegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord at Team Hearth Legends. And don't forget, listen to the THL POW podcast, where you can catch power rankings for all THL series. I'm back to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. One thing I do want to say that with the timer, the way it works, I should have explained this when the show started. When the timer runs out, you still have about 30 seconds. So when it gets to 2:30, you still have like 30 seconds to finish what you're saying because the rope has to finish roping there. And also, I now that I had my camera set up like this because I have something to show you guys. Look at my chair right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Got my name
Ooh,
etched into my chair.
how
when I ordered it.
fancy.
Yeah. So
You're too sexy now. Stop it.
yeah. Anyway, I had to do that.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I spent the extra bucks on it. So anyway,
There
we're
you
gonna
go.
go on to the next portion of our show, which is where we're gonna be previewing matches for next week. So the first match we're gonna be doing is Murgle versus Always Top Deck Lethal and JR. This one will be on you, buddy.
That is true. Wait a moment. Jesus, I'm losing track. Ah!
Let me get this rope out of here.
Okay, here we go. Yes, there we go. So this is Murgle versus ATL. So this one, as people could probably see on the website, that one match has already been played. Pond defeated Dibs 3-2. And I think that's a pretty huge win for ATL, just because they're having a very on and off season, and every win for them I think is going to be huge. And we also have Blue Spartan subbing in for Brick in the 3 seat this week, and we all know how what a seasoned veteran Blue Spartan is. So I'm intrigued to see how he does against the one and only legendary 3 seed known as Buse, who also happens to be like 3 of these other people on the team. But I digress. Prediction wise, I am leaning towards. Well, I got to go with my man A2 because even though he's in the 1, because even though he's been struggling the past couple weeks, I think this is the week he starts to turn things around. So I'm going to say he wins the 1. Pond obviously already won in the 2. I think Buse is going to take the 3 just because even though Blue Spartan is a seasoned player, he's obviously more experienced in Hero right now compared to Legacy. So I think that may hurt him. We'll see. But I am going to give Matty Ebbs the win in the 3. And I'm going to say G-Kick takes the 5. So ATL is going to take this one 3-2 and hopefully put themselves back on track for the playoffs.
Ron?
All right, so this one here, obviously we have a match already done with Free Hong Kong, with Pond taking a 5-game win over Dibs. That looks huge. That looks like a really big swing match here for this series between 2 really good teams. I think Dabs is likely going to take it over A2. He might have too much on his mind with the Masters Tour coming up, but if he schedules it, at the right time, I usually default to trying to pick the Masters Tour qualifier player. Buse versus Blue Spartan is definitely an interesting looking one. I can't believe that Blue Spartan's PR is only 347. I feel lied to here. I feel like something's wrong about that. I think Blue takes this win in the 3. And in the 4, Matty Ebbs versus Debs. I think Matty's going to take this win for ATL in the 4. And as much as I love Shunsui, I almost always pick him in every match. G-Kick's on too much of a hot streak, though. I think G-Kick is sending Shunsui to the Shadow Realm this week. And Murgle picks up some points, but ATL is still going to come down with the victory, 3-2.
Real quickly, Mayanadon, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree on the result, just based on Free Hong Kong / Pond winning. I think that is the big swing win there. But I will switch with Ron's. I think actually A2 wins in the 1 this week, and I have Boozy winning in the 3 over Blue Spartan. So flip-flop those, but I think they're going to be close, and it's still ATL taking it 3-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of have to agree. I think ATL takes it. I like the solid Demon Hunter, Druid Hunter, Warrior lineup, the best lineup out there right now, and we have 4 of them. So if 2 of those take that, I think ATL wins, and already one has already taken it. So there's 2 out of those 3, and I think they will. I think at least Matty Ebbs and Chunsui will take it in the 3 and the other 4 and the 5. So I'm gonna say 4-1, always top deck lethal.
Ooh.
The only thing I just want to quickly add is when Ron was saying with like he's surprised that Blue Spartan has only like 347 PR in Legacy. Like he did originally start off as a 3 seed. The main difference was that he's always played a lot more Hero and had more success in Hero. So that's why like he has such a big PR discrepancy between the 2 series. So I do think that he is better than his PR suggests. But I do also think he is noticeably, he has been noticeably more successful in Hero. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, given how many seasons. I think it's been at least several seasons since he's played in Legacy, but I could be wrong about that.
And I think I have the wrong one set up here. Hold on. The next one should be Hot Zilfs, right?
Yeah, Zilf's Brotherhood.
Yes.
Okay. Let's skip over to. Just real quickly, I messed something up here. So let's skip over to Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters, and we'll jump to the other one after that real quickly. So
sounds good. All right, I got this one.
Let me just set this up real quickly because I was looking at it right now. I was like, this does not match up with the thing. So all right, here we go. I'll switch it over right now. Here we go. Go ahead, Ron.
All right, so we've got in this match here a team right at the top of the standings with Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters, and a team that's trying to turn their season around that just picked up a win last week. But I think it's too tall of an order for a Noyo team to get a victory this week. I think Skittles picks up the victory in the 1. It's a loss to have Heat Shock obviously sub out, but you can do a whole lot worse than Skittles. He's an incredible player, and I think he's definitely going to pick up the pace for his team. Jimmy Eat Shoes is another unbelievably strong player. The PR difference is pretty high there for Disco. I think Jimmy picks up the win in the 2. Your Mumked in the 3. Another, I think his PR is not going to stay in the 300s for too long. He seems to light it up in every series, and I think he's got the edge over Zthund in this match as well. And then in the bottom 2, I do think a Noyo team gets through with some points, though. I've got Mad at Arms taking the win over Super Murloc, and I think Totino's Pizza gets a big win over Rage Doppel here. That gives it 3-2 to Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters, but a Noyo team maybe can pick up enough points that if they get hot the rest of the season, maybe they still have an outside chance.
Mayanadon, what do you think?
Yeah, I have to agree on the Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters winning. See, yeah, I'm even doing it.
Oh, you did it too.
Yeah. I do think they are going to
I'm
win.
not alone here.
No, I mean, of course it was going to happen. I was just hoping I witnessed the first time, but yeah, I think Skittles, Jimmy, and your Mumkid all take the top 3. So I agree there. It's at the bottom, the 4 and the 5 that I'm not 100% sure. I think those are going to be very close, but I'm leaning towards Super Murloc taking the 4. And then I think I'm changing my mind here. I had Totino's written down, but I'm going Rage Doppel as the 5 here, just based on classes. I think I like those a little bit better. The Warlock being, quite powerful right now with the Quest Warlock, but I think I like, Demon Hunter into that quite a lot. So
Nice.
JR,
The
what do you
5-0.
yeah, 5-0. Yeah, that's a 5-0.
It's a bold.
We're going for it.
That's a bold
only
move, Cotton.
I'm only on here, one time this season, so I got to make some bold claims.
JR,
Bold
what do you think?
predictions.
Well, I
quick.
definitely. Skittles takes the 1, Jimmy Choose takes the 2, or Mumkid takes the 3. I'm gonna give Mad at Arms the 4 and Totino's the 5.
Awesome.
You copied my homework, JR. I see.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I think
You
I'm gonna.
saw nothing.
I think I'm also going to give it to the Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters. I think I love the Annoyed team, but I think the Teenage Mutant Demon Hunters are just they're showing that they're a capable team and a playoff contending team. So I'm going to go with Skittles, Jimmy, and Mumkid in the 1, 2, and 3. I think Matt takes the 4, and then I'll say Rage in the 5. So 4-1 Teenage Mutant.
Nice.
All right, so we'll go over back to the Hot Zilfs and Defias Brotherhood. I apologize about that. We'll talk about this one. This one's on me. So we got Coles versus Lemons in the 1. I think that match is going to be lopsided towards Coles. I know Coles brought an interesting lineup, but I think he's targeting something, and it might work in his favor. Lemons did bring Paladin, which is not a very strong class right now in the THL. So I'm going to give that one to Coles. Rebob and Comp. Rebob coming back after having taken a break for a week. He bringing the solid lineup. It's a mirror match. Just based off of PR, I'm going to have to go with Rebob on this one. Then we got Donde and Avagui. Donde, bring in Rogue, but that Rogue is seeing a Priest. Maybe he saw the Priest was coming and decided that he was not going to bring Warrior to play into that Priest, so he brought Rogue, and Rogue counters Priest, so I'm going to go with Donde on that one. Then we got Anful and Neb Canuck here. I think this one does go into Defias's favor. I do like the Demon Hunter Warlock Warrior lineup. It's the second best lineup right now. And then finally we got the mirror match in the bottom 2. I'm going to go with Mojo, just based off of PR there. So I'm going to say 3-2 Hot Zilfs. Take it with the top 3, and then bottom 2 go to the Defias Brotherhood. Mayanadon, what are your thoughts?
That was a mouthful. Yeah. So my thoughts. Coles, Robson, Donde. I think that's what you said as well, right?
Yes.
So I agree. I agree with you there. Anfall, I also have taken the 4, and then Mojo over Jim. So 4-1 Zilfs is what I have. and I think that's set in stone. That's another one that I'm predicting right now is guaranteed. So there you go.
Awesome.
Done.
What do you think, JR?
4-1 Zilfs. I think the only one who takes the win for Defias is Mojo Powell.
Again, stealing our homework, Ron.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
You guys made your predictions before I did. What am I supposed to do?
Wow. We're just the three of us here are in agreement. It's got the Mayanadon stamp of approval with the guarantee here. We got a 4-1 for Zilfs with Mojo taking the win in the 5. But this just looks like, Zilfs is such an incredibly strong team. And I like Dusharmo's point about some of the class advantages. I think Lemon's continually bringing Paladin is a little risky, and I think there's class advantages throughout and a PR advantage in the bottom 5 for Defias. So this looks like it's probably going to be a win for Zilfs, and they'll keep their win streak going. That would be 6 in a row if they pick this one up.
That is correct.
Awesome. Let's move on to the next match. If I'm not mistaken, is the Blood Boomers versus the Stubs.
Yeah, no, this one's me. So yeah, Ron, I think hate to break it to you, but you're going to be your team's reason for losing this week. As I have Osmonaut taking the 2. Yeah, coming out right out with it. I had to be spicy. Every host is not safe tonight. Osmonaut's going to take the 2. I think that one's really the match to watch here, though. I think that one's going to determine the result here. I think Sanguine, also a really, really good player, so that one's going to be close. I'm leaning Ted in the 3, Medusa's in the 4, and Silver in the 5. So, yeah, I mean, the 1 and the 2 are really the big ones. I'm going to say you're going to lose, Ron, and it's going to be your fault that your team loses and Oz wins, but I could see it going the other way.
Right.
Well, that was a quick one.
Solid.
So 3-2 Bloomers. Boom. Who's next? Go.
JR, what do you think?
Yeah, I gotta go with the Stubs on this one. My boy Oz, I love him to pieces, and I also love you too, Ron. Just only slightly less. I'm gonna say, honestly, it's hard for me to ever bet against Ron, so I'm going Ron gets the 1, Oz in the 2, Big Ted in the 3. I'm gonna say Medusa's takes the 4, and Quaz takes the 5. So 4-1 to Stubs.
And I'm going to have to kind of echo Mayanadon, I think. I think the Blood Boomers take this.
There you go.
I was trying to think. I just like
We're
the
so
classes.
divided.
I just like the classes better than the Blood Boomers.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Priest fan, and I don't think that Priest is a smart bring here, and I might be wrong, but I like the lineup stats don't lie. Demon Hunter, Druid, Hunter, Warrior is the best lineup, and anytime Priest is brought, it generally causes problems. So I'm leaning towards basically anybody who brought Priest. I'm going to say loses, and then I'll say I'll give it to Ron. I think Ron wins in the 1, and you know what? I'll even say Big Ted wins in the 2. So I'll say the 2, 4, and the 5 lose for the Stubs, and 1 and the 3 win. And 1 and the 3 win for the Stubs. So 3-2 Blood Boomers. Ron?
Yep, picking all the Priests to lose. I mean, I can get behind that, even though it's my team. Priest is wasn't my favorite idea, but for me, 5-0 Stubs, no bias. Just
100% bias.
No bias.
Easy picks,
Of
man.
course, my team just goes down the line, wins every game.
3-0. Yeah, that's a good way to go.
all sweeps.
Yeah, right.
All across the board.
I'm
just glad you guys
the
didn't
only thing I just want to
wind up caster cursing.
Oh my god. The only thing I just want to say quickly in regards to Dusharmo's argument about Priest being bad, even though I do think that Druid is probably the better 4th class overall, I feel like we're in a meta right now where, I don't think it's necessarily that hard to get wins with classes like Priest, Mage, or Rogue. They may not be the most reliable classes, but I think, especially with Priest, with all the removal it has and some of the tools at its disposal, I don't think it should be overlooked.
Awesome. Well, let's move on to the last match of the Gold Conference. This will be Saronite Paying Gang versus Amber Flight, 2 teams that are kind of struggling a little bit. And is this on me? Am I supposed to
Yeah.
put
This
this
is
on?
JR.
No, this
Okay.
is mine.
I was
Somehow
like,
I always
why
have
is
to
there
keep talking about
silence?
Amber Flight.
What did I do?
No, my bad. So yeah, these are the two. I believe the bottom two teams. Am I correct? Bottom two teams for gold.
They are the bottom two teams.
Yes. So this one is very much either Saturday Night Pangang gets their second win, or Amber Flight Gaming is going to get their first win. So I am not unhappy with either of those outcomes, honestly. But if I had to, regardless of my biases towards Amber Flight Gaming, I am going to say they win this one. I think, despite the fact that Itachi is no longer playing in the 1 seed or in the roster at all. So I'm going to say Neji Boston gets the win over my boy Dr. Bomb, which, he's my pro teammate, but I'm sorry. I think Dragon Rider is going to beat Blood Hunter. I think she's very strong and not to be underestimated. I think Christine, this is the week she picks up her first win. I think Darkside takes the win over Bitbeaker, though, and I think Travis is going to be Krakawak. So 3-2 Amber Flight Gaming.
Ron, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually this is the moment for Amber Flight Gaming. They've been having a hard time all season long, and I think they break through here. Neji Boston is more than capable of picking up victories in the 1 seed. I think Neji wins it. Dragon Rider in the 2, exceptional player. I think she's going to do well for them, and hopefully she sticks with the team. I know she was a sub before, but it looks like she is permanently on the team going forward, and that's good for them. I think she gets a win there. I do think Swashmergler's going to pick up the win in the 3 seed. I actually had the chance to talk to them recently, and they definitely have some good instincts. So I think they're going to be a competitive player in the seasons to come. Bitbeaker, I think, breaks through with another victory in the 4 seed, and I'm giving it to Travis in the 5. So we got a 3-2 win for Amber Flight Gaming.
And Mayanadon.
Yeah, once again, I'm with you for the top 3. I agree. Neji, Dragon Rider, I think Swash, Mergler as well for the top 3. And then I have a little bit of difference there. I'm going to lean on Darkside taking the 4. I think classes and just overall, record and caliber of player as far as I know. I'm more familiar with Darkside so far, at least. So giving that one to Darkside, and then I'm going to give it to Travis in the 5 as well. So I think definitely a chance that Amber Flight Gaming does get their win here. But it isn't going to be necessarily 100% easy. It does, I think that Saturday Night Pain Gang lines up pretty well into their bottom 3. So
Yeah, I think this is going to come down to if Amber Flight Gaming can get wins in those 0-6 brackets. I think if Christine and Krakawak, one of those two, can get a win, I think that Amber Flight Gaming could pick up a W here. I'm actually looking at Neji and Dragon Rider both picking up wins in Amber Flight, and then I'm looking at Swashmergler and Travis picking up wins there. I think this comes down to the 4 seed, and honestly, I'm leaning towards Darkside. I want to say Bitbeaker, but I'm leaning towards Darkside, and I'm gonna say 3-2 Saturday Night Pain Game. Take this.
All right.
Split right down the middle once again. Man, I like this.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, so yeah, 3-2. So I think Amber Flight take the top 2, Saturday Night take the bottom 3.
Right on.
So,
awesome.
So everybody at least thinks it's going to come down to the 5th match, and it's going to be a close one. So at least.
Yeah, this one looks close for sure.
And I think these teams are kind of too far behind points-wise to really make the playoffs. So I don't think they're out per se mathematically, but they have to be getting like 20-point wins for the rest of the season. And everybody else kind of has to be winning by.
It's like it takes a miracle.
Yeah, I mean it's not impossible, but improbable. But this is where you practice. I mean, I know a lot of people give up when they lose at the end of the season, and I think that this is just one of those things where you should keep playing and keep practicing, get better at your THL game. Especially if you're going to be playing next season, and keep practicing.
Yeah, there's always a reason to play. Play for pride.
Yeah.
Play for that.
Exactly.
And if you got a good record like Neji Boston, play for that All-Star. That you might be getting.
for sure.
All right,
Right.
let's move over
Because
to
he's still going to be going for the 2 seed as well. Because at this point he's played the majority of his matches in the 2 seed.
Yeah.
So that'll work towards it, I guess.
So let's go to the Red Conference. We're going to talk about Good Luck Albatrosses versus F2L Red. And we do have a result in that's not up here. Chewbacca sweeps in the 5. So now Good Luck Albatrosses are up 8-1 currently.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
I
Inzi
had
is playing
Chew on
right
the
now.
you
I had
guys
Chew
like-
on the sheet. I'm claiming that.
Well,
Hey,
Inzi is playing right
Dusharmo.
now, and I play later tonight, so most of our matches.
I
are
also
done.
had Shoe on the sheet, so only Ron and I did the sheet. I'm not even part of the show anymore. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm
Whatever.
doing all this
Hey,
cool
I'm not
rope
actually
stuff
part of
and-
the show either. I'm
He was
filling
5-1.
Yeah,
It's
what
the
is this?
regulars that aren't doing the
The
sheet.
regulars not doing the
Girls,
sheet.
girls.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, in fairness, I mean, I think Shu was definitely looking favored given the PR difference and the record difference, but I digress.
But yeah, we'll I'll run through this one here. So we've got GLA versus F2L Red. We've got 2 matches in. Obviously, Lotus Knight with a really big win over MMI, picking up the 3-1 there. Inzi versus Berserk is a very interesting match. I'm excited to see that one. Dusharmo versus
It's actually
Lemur
playing
in
right now.
3.
And
Oh, is it?
yeah,
Nice.
and Inzi is. I'm just gonna let everybody know Inzi's down 1-2, and they're on the game
Oh.
4 right now.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Well, thank you for the insider info.
Yeah,
Nice,
right.
good update. Live updates.
Yeah, I should have it
only here
scrolling
on
on the
Tavern
bottom.
Talk.
Yeah, where's the news? The
Yeah.
live update.
Yeah,
the
can we
news
get a little
down.
ticker down below?
It's THO.
And then in the 4, we've got Mike V versus Shiny Pants. Obviously, we know that Shu already took the win over Lerper in a sweep. So it was already going to be really hard to call anything but Good Luck Albatross's win for me, I think. This just really kind of seals it even more. I do think, though, that F2L Red can pick up a couple of victories here. I've got GLA winning 3-2. I think Berserk gets the win over Inzi, and I think Lemur is going to come through and beat up on Dusharmo. The patented Isocles, where you pick against the host of the show. It's a tried and true strategy. And I think that's my big upset pick here. But I do have
Do we
Mike
have the
V
button?
beating Shiny Pants in the 4.
I don't have to turn
So
on
that's still going to be the
Just
the
make
overall win
Make
for
it sound,
GLA.
Dusharmo, with your mouth. Thank you. That was the turd upset for everybody who didn't catch that. Oh my.
rope thing going.
I'm gonna say,
Kinda screwed
yeah, I'm
up
gonna
on the road.
say it's fair. I'm just gonna say I think that Good Luck Albatrosses. I don't like seeing a team that looks nearly unbeatable, but with a good-looking group of guys like this, it's hard for me to complain. So, especially considering how most of these guys, all but one of these players was playing on this team last season. So, I think GLA takes it. I'm gonna say 4-1. I do think Berserk is gonna beat Inzi. And if Dusharmo beats Lemur, then I'm right. And if I caster curse him, I'm okay with that too.
Dusharmo, you're not going to want. I know the timer ran out here, but you're not going to want to actually move on here till I've said mine, because you'll enjoy it.
Go ahead,
Quite a lot.
Mayanadon. I'll
I'm
allow
actually.
it.
I'm actually. I don't know if you're looking at the sheet, but I have your team predicted 5-0 this week.
Oh, so you think
which was
Inzi's
hard
gonna
to do.
win?
Nice.
You think Inzi's
It was
gonna
very
win?
hard to do. I have Inzi winning. Yeah, I have Inzi winning. Inzi's on my pro team, so I know Inzi can turn it around here.
Yeah.
We'll see in a moment, I guess. But
I'll give an
yeah,
update
that's my
here so you guys can.
that's my prediction 5-0. It's going to come down to that Inzi match, and Inzi, you better not be listening, but win that match.
Yeah, and I'm solid on my team. I really I mean, I know I'm very biased, but this has got to be one of the strongest legacy teams I've seen in quite some time. I know I'm very biased when I say that. I just I feel like I haven't. I mean, the thing is I haven't been performing. I started 3-0 and I've lost 2 in a row, and my team is still doing really well. So I don't feel that pressure on me, and it's good when you have a team like that you don't have that pressure. So I'm gonna obviously pick my team to win 5-0 too. So we'll see.
Right, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously are biased, but at the same time, Good Luck Albatross is leading all teams across Legacy
All
by
right,
10 points.
we have a result. Inzi loses 1-3.
Aw.
Oh,
I had
okay.
faith. I had faith. All right. You know,
Big win by Berserk.
that is a really big win.
Berserk's really good.
Yeah,
All right, Inzi. Well, you lost that. You better win pro this week. That's all I'm saying.
All right,
There you go.
Spoilers, he won't.
let's move on
I'm
to the
your
next one.
opponents. What do you expect me to say?
We're going to move on to Redacted and versus Hearthstone Academy.
Oh yeah. Oh, this one's mine. Okay. So we do have one result. Am I right? We got the one. We got Booze with the 3-0 over Noglako. That one is already in.
Yes.
And then
League
for the
man
1 seed,
61.
based, very great player, but Agent PWE 6-0. I am not going to say this is the first loss, so going with Agent PWE there. Even though I think I lean on, I think I like base classes a little bit better, the Hunter over the Rogue, but and then in the 3, Mako not having a great season. I think I like Mako's classes better, but Pasca on the other side of things having a great season. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pasca there. And then Ghost in the 4 over Kel. And what was my last one? I'm just doing this off the Snake. So I have Snake Fods in the 5. I think that one's going to be really close. So I think that the 2 matches to really look out for here are going to be the 1 and the 5, and I think those are the ones where it's going to come down to.
Ron, what do you think?
This is an interesting one. These teams are not very far apart from each other in the standings, and both of them are strongly in playoff contention. Agent PWE with an undefeated season so far, going up against Based, who's been dominant in every series except Legacy, where she's just hovering at 50%. But I think Based is going to give Agent PWE his first loss here in the 1. We've got Booze with the sweep already in the 2. Really impressive over a player like Noglako there. Pasca in the 3 versus Mako. Mako's having a bit of a rough season. Pasca's having an unreal season crossover performance as well. I think Pasca takes the win here in the 3. Kel versus Ghost. I think Ghost is a really good player and pretty overstated in the 4. I think Ghost would take the win. And in the 5, Sage and Snake Fods, that's going to be the decider. And I think Snake Fods is actually going to pick up the win here. And it still winds up. Oh, my bad. I messed that up because that's not the decider. HSA wins anyway. But Snake wins in the 5. We have a 3-2 for HSA.
Oh, yeah.
JR, quickly, what do you got?
The only difference I'm gonna switch up 2 of those matches. I'm gonna say Agent PWE takes the 1, though I would love to see Based pull an upset, and I'm gonna say Sage wins in the 5. So between Booze, Ghost, and Sage, Hearthstone Academy takes it 3-2.
Yeah, and I think this win from Booze is really kind of seals the deal, in my opinion, for Hearthstone Academy. I think they're both built very similarly, with the PR spreads being so close together. So it's a very it's very close matchups across the board. But I think Based is going to take it. I do think Pasca takes it, and I think Ghost also takes it. I think Mako has better classes, like you said, but he hasn't been doing well, and Pasca has. So I'll go there, and then Ghost obviously pick up the win, and then I think Snake gets it. So 3-2. Hearthstone Academy, and they pick up a much-needed win to really solidify their playoff spots here. Mayanadon, you did this one, right? No.
Yeah, this was mine.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I already said you've agreed with me.
Yeah.
You said I agree with what you said.
We're gonna move on to the next one,
And then you asked me.
Dirty Mike
Okay.
and the Boys and Dad Legend. I'm doing like 1,000 things here, Mayanadon.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
You should look at my screen when I'm doing all this
This was a
stuff.
dirt moment.
I'm looking at your screen. I got it up.
All right.
All right, and this one's yours, Dusharmo.
Yeah. All right. So Dirty Mike and the Boys, Dad Legend. Unfortunately, I don't think this is one where Dad Legend gets
you'll be wrong.
Well, I don't think it's one where you guys get a decisive win. I think it's going to be close. I'm on the fence here. A lot of these matchups are very, very interesting. I know Mayanadon, you moved back up to the 2, and Yellow Dart moved down to the 3. So let's see if that actually changes some things, because I know Mayanadon, you can perform in the 2 very well, and you have that capability. But looking at the classes, I'm gonna have to go. I don't like Priest, and I don't like that and Rogue, both 2 classes that I'm not familiar with. So you know what? I changed my mind. I think Dad Legend. I think Dad Legend wins this big time.
Well, thank you.
Just by looking at the classes, and I was, and I think in the 5, I'm gonna have to give that to Astrofrog. I don't like Paladin unless you're Zeroshio. So I'm gonna go 4-1 Dad Legend, and the only win is Astrofrog in the 5.
Oh, wow.
That is acceptable.
He would have preferred the 5.
I accept your payment.
I was gonna go 3-2, but I was thinking about the Priest again, and I was like, you know what? I gotta go with my gut feeling here. Ron, what do you think?
So I also think that Dad Legend is probably going to win this one. No thanks to Mayanadon, though.
Oh, thanks.
Tony's definitely going to crush him. We've got, I think Zabe is going to take it in a close one over Fuel in the 1. Tony probably sweeps Mayan, I assume, in the 2.
Yeah.
We've got Dart taking the win in the 3. Lefty, I think, picks up a victory in the 4, and then the 5 seed Turd Herder coming through in the clutch, bringing home the win for Dad Legend 3-2.
JR.
Oh God, this is a tough one, but I will say that Fuel takes it over Zabe. Tony Montana takes it over Mayanadon. I am not sorry. Surlos takes it over Yellow Dart. Durden takes it over Lefty, and Astrofrog takes it over Turd. So 4-1, Dirty Mike and the boys.
Wow.
Mayanadon, your team.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, it's a 5-0 sweep for us, obviously, winning.
Yep.
I mean, no question. I just think it's not even going to be close.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Yep.
There you have it.
That's how you do it. You just
That's how you do it. I learned from the best.
Oh man.
Let's go to the 4th match of this series. This is Beast Mode versus Illy Dilly's Death Knights, as Dano likes to point out.
That's right. I got this one here. So
I'm ashamed
Beast
of both
Mode,
of you right now.
fighting for playoff contention.
What's
Illy Dilly's
wrong?
Death Knights.
You know why.
They actually remembered to bring Demon Hunter this time, so maybe they'll have a better go with it.
Sorry.
Know, that's looking good.
Just as kind of like a backhanded compliment. They actually remembered to bring Demon Hunter.
I'm restraining myself. Let's put it that way.
But I think
God.
Avi versus Catman, going with a slight upset here. Catman, I think he just he's motivated. He's gonna get a win for the Death Knights. He's gonna take down Avi in the 1 seed. I've got Zancat winning in the 2. Bill Snyder probably a sweep over JR. It's just I feel it coming. What can I say? Shout out to Isocles to pick all your co-hosts to lose. Copper Talon, I think, gets the win over Siege in the 4, and Super Sub Quirky Turtle with a victory in the 5. But that's going to be a 3-2 for Beast Mode.
Awesome. Mayanadon, what do you think?
Yeah. I have actually Avi winning in the 1. We've been playing a good amount of League of Legends recently, and he's not very good. So I know his career lies in Hearthstone, not in League. And he's gonna, bring his A game here. So Avi, if you're out there listening, I love playing League with you, but stick to Hearthstone. I'm just messing. And then I have Zancat in the 2. I have Bill Snyder in the 3. I'm not very good either. My career is not in League of Legends either. That much I can say. So, and then in the 4, I've got Siege over Copper Talon. I think that one's going to be a big one in the series. And then the 5, I also think is going to be an important one in the series too. But I have 8-bit winning, so I have 4-1 Beast Mode taking that win over the Illy Dilly Death Knights.
All right, JR, your team. What do you think?
You all disappoint me so much. I mean, I'm not going to
Just wait
predict
till
a
you
5-0
hear what I
sweep from us.
wait till you hear what I have to say about it.
Oh dear God! Now you're making me dread everything.
Go
I'm going
5-0
to, so
beast,
I'm definitely
Dusharmo.
no. So I'm going to predict us to win 4-1, with Avi being the only one who gets a win. For the record, I will be playing Bill Snyder on stream this weekend, and I will tell you at the end of the stream when that's going to happen. But I fully intend to get my revenge on him after he beat me in Pro last season.
Nice. Well, I think
So go for it, Dusharmo. Entertain me.
I honestly, you guys win and then you guys lose like real bad sometimes. So I'm gonna say that you don't. That doesn't happen. I think you picking up Quirky Turtle as a 5. I think that really helps you out there. I think that gives you a little bit of a boost. I don't remember who you had
Damn
for
right
your
it
other
does.
5, but
Jerry Damage.
yeah, but I think Quirky Turtle actually is an upgrade here. Um, I'm still gonna think you guys are gonna lose 3-2 though. I'm gonna go Avi in the 1, Zancat in the 2. I think Zancat's having a good season. I do think you take the 3. Don't prove me wrong. And I think Quirky Turtle takes the 5, but I think Copper Talon takes the 4. So I'm gonna go 3-2
All right.
for the beast mode. Close match. But
Close one.
So
but overall, I think
just
this
to
match
confirm
is
though,
really
you're claiming. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, I'm just saying that this match is really important, though, for both these teams. We're in that part of the
Yeah.
season where you need to start winning matches, and if you don't, you're out. Just like you start thinking about the last 3 weeks of the NFL. That you win or you're done. So I think we're getting to that point with these teams where they really need to start solidifying their wins here.
I think that's fair. I will just say our our 2 matches after this are F2L and Redacted. So I really want us to pick up the win here because we may struggle a bit more against those other teams. We'll see. But at least you know what? You're my new favorite because you at least have me winning this week. So I appreciate that.
All right, let's go to the last match of the Red Conference. Chaos Theory versus Pod People, and we do have a result in. It's already on stream. Wicked Good picks up the 3-0 win over F. Srirachi. And this one goes to, who does this one? Gotta scroll down.
Oh,
here.
this is JR.
JR, it's you, buddy.
It does. I was like waiting for you to figure it out. This one is definitely, these 2 teams have the exact same amount of points going into this week, and I'm very intrigued to see who comes out on top because Chaos Theory, like I said, they're 1-5, but look at how many points they have, so I feel like they shouldn't be underestimated. With that said, I do think Pod People are pretty favored here, and Wicked Good's victory makes me feel that much more confident picking them. So I'm going to say Ridiculous Hat takes the 1 over Hockey. Isocles takes the 2 over Phoenix, just because I don't really know much about Phoenix. Mike Lowe wins over Starlax. And I'm going to say Saku takes it over Barcode. So yeah, 3-2 Pod People.
Awesome. Mayanadon, what do you think?
I'm muted. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a close one. But I unfortunately have to play favorites this time around. Hockey Boys on my pro team, so I'm giving it to Hockey, although I think that match is going to be a really good one to watch. Hockey always has some interesting sort of flavor, and R-Hat obviously a really great player, so that's going to be definitely a big match here. I would have probably picked F. Srirachi to win, and I would have said that match would have been closer, so that's a big result there. And then I have Icicles in the 2 over Phoenix, just because I know Icicles is a very capable player and haven't seen Phoenix just yet, but we'll see. There's always the potential. Coming in at 375 is not a bad place to start. And then I have Mike Lowe in the 3 over Starlax, another I think close series there. And then I'm gonna have to go with Barcode over Saku for obvious reasons.
And Ron?
Yeah, this one is probably going to determine who has the chance of getting into the 4 seed for playoffs in red, and I think Pod People are the hotter hand. Wicked Good winning 3-0 was massive. I think that swings the outcome of this match. I've got Arhat taking the win in the 1, Isocles taking the win in the 2, Mike Lowe in the 3, and Saku in the 5 for Pod People. I would have picked F. Srirachi, and I thought Chaos Theory would have taken the 3-2, but that's going to flip it to 3-2 Pod People.
Yeah, and I want to point out that these teams are even in score, and Chaos Theory has only won one match overall. So
yeah, it's pretty wild.
And they're only 8 points right now behind 4th spot. 8 points. So 1-5 and still in contention here. And honestly, I'm actually impressed. That means that in all of their matches, they have kept it close. And when they won, they won handily. So I'm looking at Pod People to pick up the W, unfortunately. But I'm just really impressed at how many points they've got. And this kind of goes to show you that the THL is not about the record. It's about the points. And we see teams with good records, but their points just aren't there. And then you see a team like Chaos Theory. Lots of points every week. It doesn't matter if they win or they lose. My quick rundown before I know we got to close up the show here, but quick rundown. I think Arhat takes the 1. I think Isocles takes the 2. I'm going to give Mike Lowe the 3, and then I'm going to give Saku the 5. I think that Wicked Good win there really kind of seals it for the Pod People. And so that about does it, everybody. We're going to go through do we have the matches available for? I think they posted it in our channel, so let me pull that up. Unless you want to do it, Ron.
I just like how
have it in
small
front
I
of me,
am compared to everybody else. Everybody else is like their face is right in the camera, and here I am.
Well, your camera's a little further back than everybody else's, so.
I know where it is.
Just trying to be different.
Do you,
right.
though?
All right, so just going to kind of call these out real quick. We got Friday Night Fights tomorrow. Casting is going to be Brushy Tuna, Memnarch, and Danny Donuts, and it's going to be Wild Series. We have a Brown Conference match. I believe both of them are Brown Conference matches. And Wild Series is this is their last week, and then they're going to playoffs next week. So they'll be one of the first series to actually go to the playoffs. We're looking at Reverb from my team, Way Get to Hell versus Sage, Seas of Cheese. That's at 8 p.m. Then we have Electric Sheep City from the Wild THL Fanatics versus Beryllium, and that's at 9 p.m. And then on Sunday, I don't think we got any Salty Saturday matches this week, but we do have Sunday showdown matches. Casting that is, again, more Wild Series coming at your way. So Brushy Tuna, Memnarch, and Koroden. I don't know how to say that. But 9 p.m. Will be Eastern Time. It'll be Mike Lowe versus Blase Blase. A very good match there. Blase Blase, very good Wild player. Mike Lowe, 5-1. Also a very good player there as well. Then we got Bill Snyder from one of my favorite Wild teams, You Sunk My Hattleship. That's a really good
I love that name.
Versus Itachi. So that's another really good. I know we're a legacy podcast or a legacy show here, but the Wild is really showing this week, and go show them some love on the streams and check it out. Maybe you might want to do it. The board is still tossing up the idea of whether we're going to make it 3s or 5s yet. There's no answer, so we can't really give that to you just yet. We're going to have to kind of look and assess things soon, and then we'll get that information to you guys. Another other thing I want to point out is I'm just going to announce the Player of the Week awards this week. Legacy will go to Zancat. Hero will go to Diamond. Pro will go to Lawful Dog. And Wild will be 9 Eyebrows. We'll be doing the write-ups and posting those in the channel. And I got something extra for you guys. For the Player of the Week, we're going to make it extra spicy. We are going to be doing giveaways at the end of the season. We're going to take all of the Player of the Weeks if you've been Player of the Week anytime during the season, we're going to put you in a raffle, and we're going to be giving out at least 4 $10 gift cards to our packs. So 7 packs.
Nice.
Sounds pretty good.
You can get it now or later, and it might be more because I know the board approved 3 I'm going to be donating at least one, and then I know a couple others said they might be donating, so it might be more. So just really look out for the player of the week. We want to make it spicy. We want to reward you guys, and kind of give back to you guys. So congratulations on player of the week. Be on the look for that to be posted in the player of the week channel. And I'm also looking at maybe trying to do this every season. Get a little rewards for you guys for really putting that effort forward.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
That's
good
super cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
So any closing thoughts, guys? I know Mayanadon, I really enjoyed. I miss our little scuffles here and there. I know you got some other stuff going on in your casting. You moved on from a small tavern talk to the more.
Hey, I'm always happy to come back. Just couldn't do it every week.
And
What a guy.
and thanks Ron for filling in for Dano. I know you really you did the show notes this week, so I really appreciate that and filling in. I have a hard time keeping track of things on my own when I'm not lead, so I can't really lead as well, and I need your help. So thank you for doing that. And then JR, thank you
Oh, yeah, you're good.
for
Always, man.
for being here and really really helping us out and giving us your insight.
I try, man. I try.
Yeah, this was a fun one. I mean, I'm glad to see that it's in good hands, even though it's temporary hands right now. I know it was also good in Dano's and Dusharmo's hands, not just Ron's. But thanks. I definitely appreciate you guys taking this on. So
Awesome.
Yeah, happy to help.
Happy to do it.
We all love talking Hearthstone, so it's just fun when we get to get together and watch how the teams are progressing and see how the game is going. It's always a good time.
And how do you guys
Oh, for sure.
like the timer thing at the bottom? Was that something? I mean,
That was great.
It's a little bit
Yeah.
of a more effort from me because Slobs is not very user friendly. You kind of have to fit within the confines of what it is, and so I kind of had to finagle that. Actually, there are two separate things I have to do. I have to have the timer, and then the visual and the audio are separate, so I have to time them myself. I just have to click a button. But I just have to remember to do it. So it is a little tedious, but if you like it, I'll continue doing it. If you don't like it, I'll just stop, and that way I don't have to worry about it.
of course they want. It was great. Of course they want it, but now they know how much you put into it, which is good too. That's good. It's important.
Right.
That's why
that
you
is
might
true.
have seen during the show I might have forgot one or twice, but that had a little more to do with I was fixing some other things. So
No, that was awesome.
awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming, and thank you everybody viewers for viewing the show. We won't keep you guys anymore, and check us next week on Tavern Talk.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
night, everybody.
Thanks for coming by.